I'm Rich Noonan for World Business Watch here in beautiful Amsterdam to tell you about one of the world leaders in pipeline research. This is the PRCI story. These are the pipelines that keep the world running, and Pipeline Research Council International, PRCI, calls itself the preeminent collaborative research program of, by, and for the energy pipeline industry. We traveled around the globe to see what PRCI members say about the research organization that has done so much since 1952 to make the world's pipeline industry much safer, much more reliable, and cost-effective. This incredible building, a 2-hour train ride north of Amsterdam, is the world headquarters for GasUnie, which operates one of the largest gas pipeline grids in Europe. GasUnie joined PRCI many years ago, was its first European member. That was one of the many milestones on the timeline at PRCI headquarters in Arlington, Virginia. It tells the story of success that began back in 1952. Today, dozens of companies all over the world value their membership in PRCI for lots of reasons, not the least of which is PRCI's value proposition.
I think I explain to people who are considering joining PRCI that I have profit from it because you could access to many results, to many data, many information, and also many contacts. That's very important for me and also for my company.
Companies profit from membership in PRCI because its scope of work is incredible. Each year, PRCI adds 40 or more projects to an inventory of over 150 actively managed projects valued at over $13 million.
If you're visiting Enbridge's Edmonton terminal here in Alberta, it's one of the largest terminals in North America, and it collects oil from across Canada and ships it to various destinations in Canada and the U.S. It's connected to the longest pipeline in the world, and we transport about 2 million barrels a day across North America.
Here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Art Meyer and his team at Enbridge face the same challenges as most PRCI companies and face the added challenge of rapid growth. Enbridge is the largest supplier of crude oil into the U.S. every single day. Meyer is a senior vice president at Enbridge who started his career as a college kid cleaning out the tanks. Today he wears many hats, one of which is chairman of PRCI. Art sees firsthand the benefits of PRCI membership.
Well, by joining PRCI, companies can participate in a $10 to $20 million research program for really a nominal amount. By the level of contribution, you get to vote your dollars towards the projects you're most interested in. That allows you to ensure that where you put your money relates directly to your company. And the impact of that is that you can leverage your money probably 10 to 20 times over what you could do otherwise individually.
Another key component in the power of pooling resources is the support of the U.S. government at PRCI. PRCI President George Tenley Jr. is a former senior executive at the U.S. Department of Transportation. He says the PRCI government partnership is a win-win.
They put a good bit of their money here, in part because there's an intersection of our interests. They're a safety organization, the Department of Transportation, and they're our primary government funder. And of course, much of what we do is in integrity, which includes safety and environmental performance. So there's a natural connection between what they care about and what we care about. So the government program, which has been around for about 5 years in DOT, has we've done joint funding of about $28 million with them out of a total of about $66 million that they've done overall in joint funding. So we are a significant part of their research program.
George says companies considering membership in PRCI should not overlook the value of industry partnering with government, no matter where those companies are.
This is certainly true in North America, but I think it's increasingly going to be true around the world. It's important for companies to know that if they adopt a new technology or they take a research result to apply on their system, that it will be accepted by the government regulator. So much of what we do enables our companies to know when the research is over, the fact that government participated in the research, the speed with which that research is approved for use on a pipeline is greatly enhanced. So it makes a lot of sense for us to work together on those issues in which that's going to be the outcome.
Like the U.S. government, PRCI members know that PRCI is a world leader in pipeline and facility research because PRCI has consistently delivered valuable research for decades.
PRCI has been around for over 50 years. It really started with a group of gas companies, and the organization has grown tremendously over the last decade. We've added members in the oil pipeline business, we've added members from other continents, and that's because we have a system that allows people to come together and vote towards the projects they like to see proceed. That means that people from around the world can share on projects that ultimately will benefit each of their companies.
10 years ago, we had 23 members, pipeline companies, and now we have 39 pipeline companies. We didn't have any associate members, now we have 14. So we're doing something right. We're attracting the right people, the right companies, and the model works because of the human resource that we are able to call to this important work.
This important work. Those few words could very well be the central theme at PRCI. From the chairman of the board to everyone else at PRCI, these people are really passionate about making the pipelines of the world as safe, cost-effective, and productive as possible.
Hey, hi Joe, this is Lee Stewart at SoCal Gas. I'm calling about that pipeline project we have going up in your area.
Lee Stewart is Senior Vice President of Gas Operations at Southern California Gas Company and San Diego Gas and Electric. SoCal is the largest distributor of natural gas in the United States. Lee, who is a past chairman of PRCI, has been in this business for over 40 years, but he says he's still learning, and PRCI gives him and his team an incredible networking opportunity.
Well, I think the beauty of PRCI is it really utilizes the technical expertise in our business. Nobody understands pipelines, nobody understands the operation of compressors, of underground storage better than the people that do it. So this relies on the technical expertise of our member companies, getting together, identifying issues and opportunities, but not only identifying, then working to find the solutions collaboratively with the best scientists and researchers in the world. And when you get the result that you've done that way, you immediately get acceptance and application. So you get the best results, but the benefit, I think, that we're talking about here too is just knowing who these experts are. And in our company, we can have our technical experts call their peers anywhere in the world to find solutions to short-term operating problems, upsets, hiccups, things that occur just daily. It's a great resource.
In fact, we heard that from one PRCI member after another. Eric Amundsen is the Vice President at Panhandle Energy in Houston, Texas. Panhandle is one of the founding members of PRCI.
The benefit to being a member of PRCI for Panhandle, we look at it from a couple of different points of view. One is just the return on investment. We do and we control the research that is done, so we're able to make sure that the dollars that we're committing to research, not only as a company, but as an industry, it's relevant. And the research, we have a high degree of success with the research projects that are done. And that coupled with making sure it's relevant returns value not only with a high degree of confidence, but very quickly. We're able to address issues of the day, like air emissions or issues with line pipe. So it's very quick-hitting, very relevant research that is done and delivers results very quickly. The other big benefit that we think is a very tangible benefit is just the networking that's done within the committee structures and with the PRCI organization. We get the value of not just networking and working very closely with peers within our industry in the U.S., but internationally.
I think what we are sharing is on the part of gas infrastructure and how to do the gas, and we have the same kind of problems. And it's better to solve them together than to do it all individually.
It all comes back to value. Is membership in PRCI worth the investment?
It is. In fact, we've done a very detailed study with Mike Whalen of PRCI, and actually kind of proved to ourselves at one time that, did an ROI type of an evaluation, and it was pretty alarming at the value just in terms of dollars and cents that we've gotten out of PRCI.
We've actually studied that, and we looked at that about 5 years ago and went back over the history of PRCI, our investment through dues and research payments on different projects, and the payback was tremendous.
The studies we've seen have shown between 4 and 7 times return on the funds invested in PRCI. So if somebody puts $1 up, that means that over time they'll get $4 to $7 back.
Whether it's finding research solutions, leveraging resources, or networking, no matter what the motivation for past members, the future looks very bright for PRCI and its membership during a very dynamic time in the pipeline industry.
Energy demand will continue to grow, and as it grows, the infrastructure will need to be built out and maintained. The best way to build out and maintain an infrastructure with an optimized cost profile is through innovation. We can't do it cost effectively with the tools we have today. We always need better ways to do things, smarter ways to do things, more cost effective ways to do things. And you can't have innovation simply relying on your vendor base to do everything for you. You need to stimulate some aspect of the new toolkit, if you will, for the future pipeline system. And you do that through pooling the collective brain power of the industry and pooling its resources to work on focused projects that can come out with solutions and results for the industry that otherwise wouldn't have occurred.
Well, I think it's an incredibly exciting time to be involved in the pipeline industry right now. I mean, the globalization alone would make it exciting, but when you think about energy, you pick up the Wall Street Journal this morning, or you pick up the Washington Post or the New York Times, a major part of those publications is devoted to issues associated with energy. Where is it? How do we get it? How is it priced? How can we sustain a flow? How can we meet the demand? Where is the demand coming from? Where are the supplies coming from? All of this is an incredibly dynamic issue. It's an issue for policymakers. It's an issue for economists. It's an issue for people who operate pipelines. And we are very fortunate in PRCI, among all of our membership, that we have people who are committed to this work. They have passion about doing this work because they understand the importance to operating a safe, productive pipeline.
I think PRCI is more important now than ever, just given that the industry is going through a tremendous growth phase. We're seeing changes in supply and demand patterns around the world and certainly continentally. And those types of initiatives require us to do more than we ever have before in ensuring that we're doing the right research to become more safe, become more efficient, and to ensure that we can deliver and meet the needs of our customers. So that really is a driver for PRCI's growth and the need for new companies to join and help us grow that organization.
Pipeline Research Council International, PRCI, over 50 years of success. Be a leader. Join us, because this is important work. For World Business Watch, I'm Rich Newman.